Live Believe Nation. What day is today? Happy Thursday. Thursday is my public facing day, so I'm doing interviews and hangouts and podcasts and shows, and I put my extrovert hat on, and all I worry about is trying to spread the message, help entrepreneurs spread the mission, and I like having one day per week to put extrovert hat on. So today we're going to be doing a couple of IG lives. Why can't I bring people in? It's not working. There we go. Okay, perfect. Welcome. We're waiting for Kyle. Where's Kyle? Okay, while we wait for Kyle, Daniel, welcome. Nina, welcome. Sunny, welcome. Jay, Harsh, Tenzi, Pam Syed Danny, welcome guys. Andrew, welcome. Abby, welcome. Nonfiction Bookstagram, welcome. Just hit a milestone on their Instagram channel, so go send them some love. I love supporting the nonfiction book group. I mean, I like book group in general, but especially the nonfiction because that's where I live. Chrissy Gaby, welcome. Deepti, welcome. Daweed, I love it. It's always such an international group here, Believe Nation. I love you guys. So we're a little bit early compared to normal. We're coming back on at 2 o'clock to have another awesome chat. But right now, where's Kyle? Hold on. Give him a minute or two. Give me some questions, guys. You got some questions popping down below as we wait for Kyle to join in. Hi, Evan. Welcome, Nina. Welcome. From India. All right. Welcome aboard. Success from books. What up, Evan? Can I tell you guys, the book community on Instagram is so awesome. I got my new book, right? We got Built to Serve here. I got to sign all these books now. I guess I get to sign. It's been super fun hanging with the book community. There's so many different accounts set up for books, and I guess nonfiction books, because that's what that's my category. It's what I care about the most. And it's been awesome really connecting. There's so many great different accounts. There's nonfiction books in the house too. I just went through your YouTube channel. It's awesome. Yeah, some people know me from my YouTube channel, and then, he wrote a book. And some people know me for the book. Like, he's got a YouTube channel. Garen Jones in the house. I'm reading Garen's book right now too. Garen's got such a wild book. If you don't know Garen, Garen wants to come in live. Let's bring in Garen. He's got the wildest book. Let me go get his book too while I'm here. While we wait for Garen to join.
Bro,
my guy.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm putting this shirt on. Hold on 1 second. I'm freaking adjusting all over the place, loving people all over the place, coming up with solutions all over the place, and freaking creating all over the place. How are you?
I love it, man. I got it. I got it right here. We got the book right here.
I see you.
I keep
forgetting
what they call it.
What's your favorite chapter?
Dude, more than the chapters, I love the little, you have this artwork. I don't even know what to call it. It's so different, right? So let me just show it up. So as you're reading, this book is a pretty easy read. I'm a slow reader, but at the end of every chapter, he's got these giant messages, right? And sometimes they get you right away, like a quote, but sometimes it's it makes you think. I mean, they always make you think, but you got to think about it's a little graphic, a little cartoon at the end. I love it, dude. It was such a surprise on the end of each one. I'm reading through, and then what does this mean? It's all this kind of stuff. It's a refreshing take on books.
Yeah. So whenever I go to get my car washed, there's always these little books that's inside of the store, but they all have these big old quotes on them. And those are my favorite books to look at. They're bursts of inspiration. So I was like, man, how can I do that? So I went into Over, and I literally did every single one of them inside of an app, and I sent it to the editing people, and they did it for me. But what I didn't realize is now people are reading it with their 5-year-olds, and they're reading it with their 7-year-olds, and they're gravitating towards those little pages. So now the whole family can read the book together.
I like it. When I did a series on my channel with Neil Pasricha, who sold 1 million+ books, and he said one of the key things that helped him is what he calls breathability. Make sure that it's easy to scan, easy to read. It's not just pure text. And you did it, man. I just like it's like a little bit of candy as you're going through too, and it always connects to what was in the book or what was in the previous chapter. I mean, I'm so excited because I'm actually I'm in it. I'm reading it right now, right? So I'm such a slow reader, but I like reading at least like one chapter. And so I'm about, where's like, can you see I'm like halfway through right now,
Yeah.
getting through it. But no title on the book. Every time I'm like, oh, what's this book called again? I got to keep, at least it's on the side. Change your mindset, change your life.
Yeah, you know what? So when I wrote the book, I was trying to, by the way, for anybody out there, it's called Change Your Mindset, Change Your Life. It's in Spanish and English on Amazon and Kindle. So I was trying, when I was working with the artist, I was like, you know what? I want to have a cover that represents my story of from when I lived in my car to completely transforming my life, that you can just look at and you don't even have to know what the title is because it tells the entire journey of transformation. And then he sent me something, and then that sparked an idea that I had, and we just kept going back and forth. And so whenever I looked at it, I went to 30 different stores to people who I didn't know. I was like, when you see this, what do you think? So I'm just asking strangers. And then they go, and then this one girl at Urban Outfitters, she was like, it reminds me of like change and something about like changing your life. And I don't know, it's really cool. It's like from death to life and to change. And I was like, you're exactly the confirmation I'm looking for, because it was people who didn't know me. And I just said, what do you think? So when I put a title on the front, it took away from the art. And I'm a visual artist. And I was like, you know what? I want art to go out there. They can see the title on the back, but I just want the art to be so captivating. And so that's how, no title.
Yeah, dude, I love it. I mean, I remember when you sent me like a graphic of it before you actually had the book out. It's like just a sneak peek before, like that's such a wild cover. And the thing that pulled me in, I mean, a lot of it makes sense, right? Like the death to the life and like the desert to the mountains and all that. Oh, cool. What I didn't get, like, so now that I got you, the gears, you got like the gears and mechanics and like robot stuff into flowers. And it's like, what's that transition for you? What does that mean?
So the gears is robots. So when you get caught up into society's agenda has been constructed to train people to be either average or less than average. That's why the whoever designed the school systems, it hasn't changed in, you know, freaking cell phones change every 2 years, but the school system design hasn't changed. And there's 2% wealthy and the rest will die trying to figure it out. But they get them when they're like little kids, and you can domesticate a child, and whatever you agree upon as a child, you'll play out as an adult unless you wake up to new awarenesses and things like that. So that was just the robotic mainstream that a lot of people are in that don't even know that they're in, because the cemetery is not where you see the most dead people. It's when you walk around outside and you see a bunch of people where something's died inside of them because they gave up on their dream to follow the path of whatever mainstream media tries to control people. So those robotic gears were just me caught up into living a life based off of what I thought people thought I should live my life. It was like trying to play up to all the right people instead of listening to my own gifts, my own God-given talents, my own voice, my own intuitions, because everybody has it inside of them. But when you're trying to follow all these different patterns, you lose yourself in the process. So I felt like a robot. I felt dead. I felt like I was just like inside of this monotonous thing. But once I started thinking for myself, believing, listening to those voices, truly honoring what's inside of me, that's when, man, every time I followed an intuition, it led me to the result that I wanted eventually. So if it was difficult when I followed the intuition, it strengthened me and cultivated me into the kind of person that could sustain at the next level, who deserved to be at the next level.
I love it. So
that's the death into life. Change your mindset, change your life.
I see success from Books in the House, who did a review on my book. So you got to go pick this one up. Look this up. Change your mindset, change your life. Garen Jones. You can't miss this cover. You can get this on Amazon, right? You can pick this up.
Yeah, you can get it on Amazon.
You won't get the custom autograph, giving you this extra detail, Pam. But you can pick this up, and it's a fun read. Dude, your place too. Like I've had tons of people on my IG lives, and your place is every room in your place.
Y'all want to see the whole? You want to see the whole thing? Have you seen the whole thing?
Take me on a tour. You took me on a tour last time, but like I'm sure there's some new stuff. I remember this room, and then you got the water on the ceiling or something.
So this room is the inspiration room, and these are people who've inspired me.
Yeah.
You got Connor. You got friggin' Jesus. Yeah. Conor McGregor's next to Jesus. That's funny.
Fred Smith down there?
No, that's John C. Maxwell.
Oh, no.
I mean, that's Jim. That's Jim.
Oh, Jim Rohn. Okay. John Maxwell. Yeah. Mother Teresa,
John C. Maxwell, Gandhi.
Jobs. This room was wild, dude. This room was wild.
You got Muhammad Ali, and they're quotes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got Oprah. You got
Coolidge. You got Coolidge. Nobody knows who that is.
Napoleon.
Oh, Napoleon Hill. Okay. It looked like Coolidge. Napoleon Hill. Okay.
You got Martin Luther King. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that.
Yeah.
Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one room. Hold on 1 second. Then I have a room that is called. This is the Zen room.
So I haven't seen this one.
There's like grass on the floor.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, we have salt lamps. We have salt lamps in here. Somebody said, "Where's Michael Jordan?" Michael Jordan didn't motivate me to change my life. I was inspired by his play, but nothing that he said motivated me to change my life. So I only put people there that. So this is outside in the backyard.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Let's see. Then we have. This is the affirmation room. So there's affirmations all over the wall.
Huh.
And so, I stand in love. I choose to stand in love no matter what is coming at me. So that's my wife's Peloton. And there's my bike right next to it.
Nice.
So all of that in there. And because we love taking baths, we got a huge freaking bathtub right there.
Nice.
And then, hold on 1 second. This is my favorite room. This is the sky room. So there's clouds and there's water right there. And there's Mocha Jesus. It's like a 3D version.
Yeah.
All over the wall. And that's the view outside.
And did you make these, or you're collabing with an artist, or like what's the thought process?
So basically, when I was homeless, living in my car, sleeping in an abandoned building, sleeping in my storage unit 8.5 years ago, I heard someone say you shouldn't do a dream board. You should do you shouldn't do a vision board. You should do a vision environment. So you go to your house and then you put a picture of your dream house inside of your house. You go into your whatever kind of car you drive, and then you put a picture of your car inside of your dream car inside of your car. So in everywhere where I was staying, what I did, because see, when you have a vision board, you have borders on it. But when you create a vision environment, there's no borders.
Oh, snap.
You see what I'm saying?
I like that.
So what happened was, when I was living in my storage unit, I had a photo that I drew of my dream house, of what I wanted, what the rooms were going to look like, how what they were all going to carry a different frequency and energy. But this is while I was living in my car and living in my storage unit. So each room, it just carries a different energy. So whenever I want to be in a specific energy, when I'm, want to charge myself up with a bunch of affirmations, I say everything on the wall.
Mhm.
You know, there's the inspiration room. They say you are the 5 closest people you hang out with, but they didn't say they have to be alive.
Yeah.
So, or they have to be physically in your presence. So if I keep seeing them, I'm reminded of all the impact that they've made in the world. So,
And so did you make it yourself, or you're partnering with an artist and you're just trying to explain the vision, or how did that happen? Mocha
yeah,
Jesus, where did he come from?
well, that came from a painting that I saw. But that painting that I saw when I was in second grade, someone had this adult try to drown me in this river, and as I was being like, I heard about all these different people. All these kids that were dying in the neighborhood in Missouri City. They were being drowned by these adults. I didn't know who they were. So one day I was playing baseball, and I was in second grade, and these guys that were my cousin's friends, and I knew them. They're like, "Oh, there's some fish in the bayou, or whatever." And I was a big fisherman, so I went to the bayou, and everybody was telling me, "Don't go, don't go." And then they're saying, "You got to look closer." And as soon as he said, "You got to look closer," that's when I put it together that these are the guys that are drowning all the kids. And they threw me into the river. And then I was getting sucked up into a tunnel. Anything that goes into a tunnel is going to die. I got sucked up, but I got flipped upside down because of a whirlpool. So I'm in the water, getting sucked into the tunnel, already underwater. A hand reaches in the water, pulls me out, just enough for me to come out. I look up and I see no one. And all my life, I was like, who was that hand? Because I never saw anyone. When I saw that painting of the Jesus reaching through the water, I was like, oh my God, that's what I want on the ceiling. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
how that came about.
That's wild. And that's your bedroom, right?
Yeah,
That's what you wake up to every day. That's wild.
yeah.
Okay, but so you get that idea, then what? Like, did you paint that yourself, or you hire a
So
local
no, no,
artist, or
no.
what?
So there was a person that just would comment on stuff on my Instagram,
Hmm.
and there's a guy named Chad, and then all of a sudden I didn't know he was an artist. I just always, anybody who comments or anything, I just go on their page. I went on this page and I saw all of this crazy work. I didn't know him, but I reached out and I said, how would you like to fly to LA, get
Snap.
paid, stay at my house, and paint a mural of Mocha Jesus on my ceiling? He was like, oh my God, I'm such a fan. And I was just crazy. But what was awesome is he said, this is the first time in my life anybody's ever believed in me like
Mm,
this. And since then, he's blown up so big. It was the most beautiful thing that has happened. So, um,
that's what's up, man.
hold on. So we got the staircase that has, the books. And
Uh-huh.
then you have You Are Powerful right there.
Nice.
This was at me and my wife's wedding.
Nice.
That was a fire dancer. There's freaking artwork. Change your mindset, change your life. This is our kitchen. And hold on one second. These stairs here
Uh-huh.
go all the way up to the backyard. And then this is like a little resting area here.
Cool,
But
man.
but then there's like a day bed. There's my wife in there.
And where did you write the book? Where
I'm
was
on
most?
live.
Oh, hello, hello. We're taking a tour of your house. Oh, I guess you can't hear. You got the headphones on.
No, she can't hear.
And where did you write the book?
Shit, I wrote it all over. Listen, I could write a book on the process that it took for me to write that book because I tried every way possible. I tried to hire a ghostwriter. I was like, man, I don't even believe this because it don't sound like my words. I hired a developmental editor. I tried this. I tried that. I was like, man, I'm gonna write the shit myself.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
it
It
was,
sounds like you. I was gonna say like this sounds like your lives.
yeah. Somebody said, hello, better half. Listen, my wife is not half a person. She is a whole person. That is my amplified whole. Because two wholes make infinity, two halves make a zero. But yeah, when it came to my book, I was just like, the hardest part was trying to, I have to be this way. I gotta sound like an author.
Yeah.
I gotta sound like this. And I was like, man, what do people really like about the message that I share? Because I don't give a shit. Like, I'm so raw with it.
Mm.
And then I said, you know what? I'm gonna write a book that feels like somebody has a friend. That somebody's like, you got somebody that's like right there. And when I got clear on that, it took me a week. It took me 5 years to
Snap.
write the perfect book. But then once I got clear, I was like, I'm just going to get the information out, and I want it to sound exactly how I talk, who I'm trying to reach. Like, I wasn't trying to reach Tony Robbins. I'm trying to reach the people who don't usually write books. So I need to write it in a way that's really simple.
Mm-hmm.
And so many people who've never read books before, they're like, man, your book was the first book I ever read. Thank you so much. And I'm like, you're the person who I was trying to reach. But if anybody else relates to it, that's what happens. But that whenever I just really buckled in, I said, you know what? I'm just going to write it. I'm not going to try to be perfect, because when I try to be perfect, I'm not trying to be myself. I'm just going to be myself. And
Mm-hmm.
inside of that was perfection.
Yeah. Nice, dude. I love it. Well, it's a great read, guys. Go pick it up. Look, that's how you spell it. Garen Jones. Go look it up. Change your mindset, change your life. Hey, before we pop off, any quick message for what's going on now? Like how you're dealing with it? What I know you've been. Yeah, go for it.
It's, and you can never understand what it's like living inside of a black person's body and experiencing what they experience. So you can only know from my perspective, because everybody can look at the same thing and see something totally different. But for me, someone who's experienced racism still to this day, literally my entire life, and somebody was like, whoa, you're massively successful. I was like, but I still experience, so it's like the undertones of it,
Mm-hmm.
you know? For me, it's about bringing awareness. So I don't take a lot of things personal, because I've done a lot of work. I've done freaking masters in spiritual psychology, freaking deep soul-hearted work, 10-day silent retreats, all kind of things. Most people don't have that. So only people only know how to express themselves in a way that's normal to them. So when you take a society and then you suppress them for 400 years and then say you're free, there's actually not freedom in that if they don't have a concept of freedom. And there's no, the culture was never reformed. So we got to find a way to express ourselves through music, through fashion, through all these different things. And on the other side is people say, oh no, it's all lives matter, all lives matter. But you got to understand, Black people have never been a part of the conversation from the context of dignity in a systemic way, which is why all the Black people, so many Black people are in prisons and all these different things. But so many people that I know won't look at that. It's like they have this one narrative, and then it's like, but why is everybody so screaming? And so this is my take on everything. Imagine a baby, if anybody knows how children work, that's saying, mom, 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 and they're trying to get your attention. Mom, mom, mom. And then the parent not acknowledging the child's cries. Eventually that child's cries is going to turn to rage and anger, And if you keep ignoring that child, there would be, from an emotional content standpoint, they wouldn't even, they wouldn't be able to resonate with the mom or dad, because the mom or dad was never open to the conversation or whatever it was that the child was trying to say. But if you really want to hear what's underneath Black Lives Matter, because it's not, Black Lives Matter is on the surface, but what's underneath is a cry. And so to deny someone a voice, like literally to deny someone the ability to express themselves when culturally it's always been shut down, is like the little kid going, mom, 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 mom. And at the end of the day, people want to feel seen, heard, acknowledged, and they want to feel like they matter. They matter. So what you think is freedom is actually not freedom, because you can't be truly free until you have the power to possess your own mind. But when it's never been restored and never been, if you've never been supported in that way to understand how to possess your own mind, then you'll constantly recreate the same patterns over and over and over and over and over. So my take on what's going on is there's a cry to be seen, and then there's a not acknowledge those who are actually saying we do matter, because there's a lot of dismissiveness is going on. It's very interesting, because a lot of my friends, or I really don't know, but they're like, man, I'm all about humanity. I'm all about just like, I want to stand for people. And I've seen them passionately stand for gay rights. I've seen them passionately stand for women's rights. And when it came to the oppression of Black people, they've been silent. I'm like, wait, where's, I'm your friend, and this is something that I've been growing through my whole life. So for you to say nothing, the question is, it was like, well, I don't know what to say. I was like, well, you didn't know anything about the gay rights either, but you did your research and you stood for the people. All I'm saying is, if you're really about the people, then stand for all people. If you want all lives to matter, Black lives have to be a part of the conversation. So if that's not a part of the conversation, then you really got to check in with yourself and be like, what's that about? And I'm going to leave you with this. And I share this with all the time, because one of my white friends, he goes, well, then how is my words going to make a difference? And I said, I'm going to tell you exactly how. 5 years ago, I mean, not 5 years ago, but when I was 5 years old, I was on the playground, and these 5 white boys, I was living in Arkansas at that time, so it was crazy. And I'm 40, I'll be 41 in a couple of weeks. So 5 years ago, I mean, when I was 5 years old, 5 white boys were chasing me on the playground every single day and beating me up and calling me nigger all the time. And I would just I say, stop, leave me alone, right? But then this one white boy says, stop, leave him alone. He didn't do anything to you. And they stopped. So my friend, my white friend, current day, said, how can anything that I do make a difference? And when I shared with him, when I was being chased by 5 white boys who were demeaning me, disrespecting me, people only listen to people who they can relate to. So because the white boy stood up for the Black boy, the white boys listened to the other white boy, and they stopped, and they never chased me again. They left me alone, and there was all these different things. When I shared that with my friend, they were like, wow, I didn't realize I had that much power. I was like, yes, you were born with privilege. I was like, you were born with privilege. There's things that you will never have to experience that I've experienced my entire life. So with that privilege, you can actually do something with it. So your voice matters. So when you say, hey, Black lives do matter, they listen to you more than they listen to me, because I'm just another Black person screaming out something. But when it's you saying it, Now people who look like you or who have the same pigmentation, they're like, oh, well, maybe I should listen. And I'm watching that happen. So that's my take. Um, that's my take on everything going on. Me, I know all lives matter. I know all that, but I'm not going to be screaming all lives matter. If we're in a forest and a tree is burning, I'm not going to be all trees matter. No, I'm going to focus on the tree that's freaking burning so it doesn't spread over all the other trees. So that's my take. I'm just sending love and being a solution oriented person and educating people who actually really want to know. And for anybody out there, you don't have to feel that deep sense of guilt is whatever. You just got to figure that out and reframe how you look at yourself. But don't feel guilt to then stand for Black lives if it's not really in your heart to do it. Because we don't want any handouts either. We just want our just due for stuff that we've worked really hard for and things like that. And I want us to all live in this world, all be united and everything, but everybody must get the same opportunity.
Cool, man. Well, I mean, appreciate you sharing, and you see the world differently, right? I mean, you experience it differently, you see it differently, and it shows in like your design and your tour and all that. And it's awesome to see, the voice from love and the way that you can express it can hit people in a way that I don't think other people will be able to hear. So, I appreciate you willing to be a force for good and coming on and sharing with my tribe as well. Hopefully it gives a little more context to what's going on.
Man, you're so welcome, and thank you for everything that you do on a daily basis, providing education, awareness, just around transformation, everything. Thank you for I was a fan of yours, and when you first reached out to me, I didn't even know who you were, because you were like, hey, I want you to come on my top 10, and I didn't even know what you were talking about. And then when I looked up your name, I was like, yo, I watch every one of this guy's top 10. So it was crazy how you featured me on your top 10 on YouTube. That's really cool, because that was the start of me coming public with just like me wanting to be a global voice for humanity. So thank you for your platform, because it allows people like me to have my story shared for the people who never knew that it was possible to make more of their life.
Cool, man. I appreciate you. Listen, one last question in the comments. One word. That's my first book. So your most important core value. They want to know, what is Mr. Jones's most important core value in one word?
Love. Love. The highest frequency in the world.
It oozes from everything you do, man. Hey, thank you for popping on. Appreciate you and everything you're doing, man. I can't wait to see this blow up, but everything else you're doing is awesome, man.
All right, brother. Leave this up on your comment. I mean, on the recording thing, and allow people to really get this information.
Oh, this isn't. Yeah. I don't delete these, man. This is staying for history. It'll be here. It'll be on my YouTube channel. It may make our Black Excellence channel. Yeah,
let's do it,
sure, man. Yeah.
All right, brother.
You, man.
Take care,
Appreciate
man.
you.
All right,
cheers.
Peace.
Listen, so Garen, if you guys again don't know Garen, go check out his book. Change Your Mindset, Change Your Life. You can find it on Amazon, probably his website, a bunch of places. That's what can happen. Listen, I was supposed to do a different IG live. I was supposed to go live with Manco and talk about how to grow as a gamer, but he wasn't there at the beginning. So you snooze, you lose. And Garen wanted to pop in, and we had an awesome conversation. So that's what can happen. You go in thinking one thing's going to happen, and then you open your world to possibilities, and beautiful conversations come up. So I'm going to be back on at 2. I'm doing another IG live, and hopefully see you there. Have a fantastic Thursday. Yes, change your mindset, change your life. Garen Jones. That's how you spell it there, backwards. Appreciate you guys. Continue to believe. Have a great Thursday. I'll see you soon.